السلام عليكم طلابنا الأعزاء، إن شاء الله تكونوا بخير. اليوم محاضرتنا محاضرة السابعة بالدنتال أناتومي Maxillary first premolars. الهيدلاينز راح تشمل Objectives, Introduction, Principal Identifying Features, Buccal Aspect, Lingual Aspect, Mesial Aspect, Distal Aspect, Incisal Aspect. بالنسبة للObjectives, to identify and premolar are maxillary first or second, right or left. To recognize and name the pertinent dental anatomic form of each tooth, such as cusps, ridges, developmental grooves, triangular grooves, pits, and developmental depressions. To make comparisons between the maxillary first and second premolar. To discuss the major differences and similarities between the maxillary first and second premolars. First premolars, evidence of calcification 1.5 years, enamel completed 5 to 6 years, eruption 10 to 11 years, root completed 12 to 13 years. The maxillary premolars are 4 in numbers, 2 in the right and 2 in the left. They are posterior to the canines and anterior to the molars. The maxillary premolars have shorter crowns and shorter roots than those of the maxillary canines. The maxillary first premolar is larger than the maxillary second premolar. Premolars are named so because they are anterior to molars in permanent dentition. They succeed the deciduous molars. There are no premolars in deciduous dentition. They are so called bicusped, having 2 cusps, but this name is not widely used because the mandibular first premolar has 1 functional cusp. The premolars are intermediate between molars and canines in number 1, 4, شكل. The labial aspect of the canine and the buccal aspect of premolar are similar. Function وظيفة. The function is used to tear food, while the premolars and molars are used to grind it. Position موقع. The premolars are in the center of the dental arch. Some characteristic features to all posterior teeth. Number 1, greater relative facial-lingual measurements as compared with the mesiodistal measurement. Number 2, broader contact areas. Number 3, contact areas nearly at the same level. Number 4, less curvature of the cervical line, mesially and distally. Number 5, shorter crown cervico-occlusally when compared with anterior teeth. Principal identifying features. Number 1, 2 sharply defined cusps, buccal 1 mm longer than the lingual. Number 2, mesial slope of the buccal cusp is longer than the distal slope. Number 3, 2 roots, buccal and palatal, and the bifurcation is at the middle third of the root. Number 4, developmental depression on the mesial surface of the crown extending to the root. Number 5, central developmental groove interrupts with the mesial interrupts the mesial marginal ridge. هنا صورة توضيحية، شوف لاحظ بها البوكال كاسب واللينجوال كاسب، الميزال كونتاكت اريا، البوكال كاسب ريدج، الميزال ديفلوبمنتال جروف، والبوكال روت واللينجوال روت، cervical line، هاي جت الميزال اسبكت. بينما الاوكلوزال الديستوبوكال كاسب ريدج، الميزيوبوكال كاسب ريدج، distal marginal ridge والميزال marginal ridge، distal triangular fossa والميزال triangular fossa، distal lingual cusp ridge والميزيوlingual cusp ridge. يجي الbuccal aspect. From this aspect, the crown is roughly trapezoidal in shape. Number 1, the mesial outline is slightly concave from the cervical line to the relatively broad curvature of the contact area. Number 2, the crest of curvature of the mesial contact area is immediately occlusal to the center of the middle third. Number 3, the distal outline of the crown is straighter than that mesially. Number 4, the distal contact area has a broader curvature than that found mesially, with its position slightly more occlusally. In spite of that, the contact areas are nearly at the same level with each other. Number 5, the mesial slope of the cusp is straight and longer than the distal slope, which is shorter and more curved. Number 6, buccal surface of the crown is convex, showing a strongly developed middle buccal lobe. The ridge, which is continuous from the tip of the cusp to the cervical line, is called the buccal ridge. مثل ما نشوف هنا بالصورة التوضيحية البوكال اسبكت واضح. عندنا الديستال لوب والميزيال لوب، البوكال كاسب والبوكال ريدج، الديستال بوكال ديفلوبمنتال جروف والميزيو بوكال ديفلوبمنتال جروف. عندنا في مصطلح امبريكيشن لاينز، هاي اللاينز واضحة بالدايجرام. Now the lingual aspect. Number 1, the crown tapers toward the lingual because the lingual cusp is narrower than the buccal cusp. Number 2, the lingual cusp is smooth and spheroidal. The cusp tip is pointed with mesial and distal slopes meeting at a right 90 degree angle. Number 3, the mesial and distal outline lingually are convex, being continuous with the slopes of the lingual cusp. Number 4, the lingual cusp is shorter than the buccal cusp. Number 5, the apex of the lingual root of a two-rooted tooth is more blunt than the buccal one. Now this diagram, lingual cusp واضح، lingual ridge of the lingual cusp شوفها narrower. يجي الميزيال aspect. Number 1, the crown is roughly trapezoidal with the longest uneven side is toward the cervical line, and the shortest is toward the occlusal portion. Number 2, the tips of the cusps are well within the confines of the root trunk. Number 3, the cervical line has less curvature, 1 mm, than any anterior tooth. Number 4, the buccal outline is convex and the crest of curvature is within the cervical line, near the junction between the cervical and the middle thirds, and then becomes less convex till the cusp tip. Number 5, the lingual outline is convex and the crest of curvature is within the middle third, near the center of the middle third. Number 6, the mesial marginal ridge is at the level of the junction of the middle and occlusal thirds and is crossed by the mesial developmental groove. Number 7, the root is bifurcated for half of its total length. Number 8, the mesial developmental depression starts from the contact area to the bifurcation area. هنا صورة هي عندنا mesial marginal ridge, mesial developmental depression والcontact area. بالنسبة للديستال aspect, the differences between the distal and mesial aspects are: Number 1, the curvature of the cervical line is less distally than mesially. Number 2, there is no developmental groove crossing the distal marginal ridge. Number 3, there is no developmental depression. Now distal aspect, شوف ال contact area. بالنسبة للأوكلوزال aspect, number 1, it resembles an unequal hexagon, 6-sided figure. The buccal sides are equal. The mesial side is shorter than the distal side, and the mesiolingual side is shorter than the distolingual side. Number 2, the distal crest of the curvature is buccal to the mesial crest of curvature. مثل ما نشوف هنا الأوكلوزال aspect, الميزيوبوكال cusp ridge, distobuccal cusp ridge, mesial marginal ridge, and distal marginal ridge, mesiolingual cusp ridge, distolingual cusp ridge, buccal triangular fossa ridge, lingual triangular ridge, mesial triangular fossa, distal triangular fossa, central groove, mesiobuccal developmental groove وdistobuccal developmental groove, mesiolingual developmental groove, distolingual developmental groove, mesiodistal pit, distal البيت عندنا Number 3, the buccolingual dimension is much greater than the mesiodistal dimension. Number 4, the occlusal surface is circumscribed by the cusps and the marginal ridges. Number 5, a central developmental groove divides the crown into buccal and lingual parts. It extends from the near the distal marginal ridge to the mesial marginal ridge, where it joins the mesial marginal developmental groove. Number 6, in the mesial and distal triangular fossa, there are two developmental grooves, mesiobuccal and distobuccal grooves, respectively, that join the central groove. The junctions of these grooves make the developmental pits, mesial and distal developmental pits, respectively. Number 7, the lingual cusp is sharper and more pointed than the buccal cusp. هنا صورة توضيحية بين السنترال جروف ديستو buccal triangular developmental groove البوكال كاسب lingual cusp ridge of buccal cusp الميزيو buccal triangular developmental groove الميزيال marginal ridge distal marginal ridge developmental distolingual triangular groove distal pit facial cusp ridge of lingual cusp mesiolingual triangular groove والميزيال pit. بالنسبة للماكسيلاري second premolar راح ناخد بس ال principal identifying features. Number 1, the buccal and lingual cusp are equal in height. Number 2, the mesial slope of the buccal cusp is shorter than the distal slope. Number 3, the mesial surface has no developmental depression. Number 4, has a single root. Number 5, the occlusal surface is more rounded or oval. Number 6, the central developmental groove is shorter and more irregular with more supplemental groove on the occlusal surface. There is no mesial groove crossing the mesial marginal ridge. Thank you for listening.